Hello Ride On people. It's a bit like Day of the Triffids out here. I'll show you what I mean. This is my wife's doing, basically. Looks like the whole deck is just kind of growing limbs. But anyway, tomorrow we're off to the Tapoco, Historic Tapoco Lodge, which is down by the river and not too far from Deal's Gap, which is you know, where the dragon is, or the tail of the dragon. And it's a beautiful little spot. I've never actually been there, I've never eaten there, but some of the guys have. So we're going to go down there. We're going to be joined by Paul, aka the Grumpy Biker. If you've not checked out his vlog, check out his YouTube channel. He's a fellow Georgia vlogger, and he'll probably be on his Multistrada 1200, I think, and he'll be joining us. Also Charlie, Dentist to the Stars, on his Harley Davidson Glide, and also Jerry, the elusive Jerry, who's just come back from Nova Scotia. They've just ridden up there with Eric, actually, Eric with the Multistrada, and Jerry went on his GS Adventure, which has now done 30,000 miles on, and went up through New York and over Nova Scotia, went on to all the way to Greenland actually, and then came back via Quebec. So he's been a busy guy. I think he got home, was it yesterday, the day before yesterday. Did 650 miles that day, but he's still keen to ride tomorrow, which will be Saturday, and we'll be doing about 350 miles. So I know, maybe shoot some video with the helmet cam, and a bit of talk at lunchtime and stuff, and stay with us, we'll tell you how we get on.
Put a chain around my neck and leave me anywhere. Oh, let me be. Oh, let him be.
Right, we're on the Cherohala Skyway. Many people mispronounce this road as the Cherohala, but it's actually the Cherohala Skyway, or more affectionately known by some as the Cherry Cola Highway. Cue Neil Diamond.
Baby loves me, yes, yes she does. All the girls out of sight, yeah. Says she loves me, yes, yes she does. Gonna show me tonight, yeah. She got the way to move me, Cherry. She got the way to move me. She got the way to move me, Cherry, baby. She got the way to move me. All right. Tell your mama, girl, I can't stay long. We got things we gotta catch up on. You know what I'm saying. Can't stand still while the music is playing. Alright. You ain't got no right, no, no you don't. Ought to be so exciting. Won't need bright lights, no, no we won't. Gonna make our own lightning. She got the way to move me,
Cherohala runs through two national forests, the Cherokee and the Nantahala. So if you combine those two, you get the Cherohala. Its highest point is about 5,400 feet in elevation, or again in new money about 1,600 metres I think. It's one of the most beautiful roads in the world and runs a 43-mile stretch, or about 70 kilometres in new money. It runs between Tellico Plains in Tennessee and Robbinsville in North Carolina. Back in 1958, a guy called Sam Williams had the crazy idea to build this road. He wanted to build it so that the young folk then go and travel, they could learn, bring back new ideas to the mountain folk, that sort of thing, while still retaining the traditional mountain values. I think the idea probably would have gained no traction, but the politicians of the day loved the idea, probably more for kind of self-promotion than anything else, but I don't suppose Sam cared about that very much. At the beginning it must seem almost impossibly hard, I think, because it was all kind of horse and wagon, pickaxes and hard labour. I think it's kind of no wonder that even with advances throughout the years, it took like 35 years in total to complete. And the budget must have been like constantly doubling on this road, because it cost an insanely high $100 million by the time they finished it. And that made it the most expensive road in America when it eventually opened to the public, which I think was in '96. You do see the occasional deer and on rare occasions a wild boar or even bear up in these parts. And I saw a bear back on the road back there. He was kind of standing up on the Armico, looking pretty proud, and there's a bit of a dip on the other side of the barrier, so I think he probably would stand about 5-6 feet tall, so he was a big bear, and you certainly don't want to hit one of those when you're out riding about. But I think it's so nice to kind of see nature persevere against the hunters and men's constant encroachment into the wildlife domain, so that's quite nice really. I do think it's quite a privilege to see these animals, their kind of will to survive despite depleting odds against them. But back to the road. I've lost count of the number of times I've ridden this now, but let me tell you, it never gets old. Some of the guys I ride with are they're lucky enough to have time. They've got time on their hands, and they spend a lot of their time riding around the country and in other countries beyond America as well. I think obviously they're having a lot of fun, but generally they always sort of say the same thing, that the roads in North Georgia, East Tennessee and west kind of the North Carolina is one of the best playgrounds in the world for the motorcycle rider. So we've got Richard Russell Highway, Blood Mountain, Wolf Pen Gap, Fort Mountain, and of course this Cherohala, plus the Dragon and Moonshiners. The list goes on, and thankfully we're all very spoiled because we can access any of those within a day's riding pretty comfortably. But the Cherohala is definitely one of the best of the best. It's only about 15 miles from the Dragon, so the two can often be done the same day for many riders. Personally, I favour this though, especially once the sun is up, because there's just way too many idiots on the Dragon cashing ego checks that their ability just can't deliver. Dill Gap can be pretty unforgiving. We've seen many ambulances up there. The Skyway is pretty light traffic wise, and if you have to overtake where technically you shouldn't do, shall we say, there's plenty of room to do that so that the car driver doesn't have to brake or alter their line. If I can't do that, I'll simply wait until the right opportunity. Bikes have such good power to weight ratio that it's on tap, so there's no rush, right? I always weigh my appreciation when overtaking car drivers. It's just kind of good etiquette and helps the next rider hopefully. Anyway, I thoroughly recommend riding this stunning scenic road, stopping along the way really to check out the many scenic overlooks and overhangs, take lots of photos of your incredible journey on the Cherohala Skyway. So rather than run into Robbinsville, we're going to peel off in a couple of miles early, take the Joyce Kilmer Road, cut through to US 129. Joyce Kilmer is definitely a little bumpier, but it's still pretty, and it makes our trip a little shorter to our lunch stop destination as we're going to the Historic Tapoco Lodge.
Night after night, who treats you right, baby? It's the guitar man. Who's on the radio? You go and listen to the guitar man. Then he comes to town, and you see his face, and you think you might like to take his place. Something keeps him drifting miles and miles away, searching for the songs to play. Then you listen to the music and you like to sing along. You want to get the meaning out of each and every song. Then you find yourself a message and some words to call your own, and take them home. He can make you love, he can get you high, he will bring you down, he'll make you cry. Something keeps him moving, but no one seems to know what it is that makes him go.
So Jerry has just come back from a great trip. So tell them where you've been.
I went to actually Nova Scotia, then took a ferry over to Newfoundland, drove all the way up to the western tip where Leif Erikson supposedly landed before Columbus, turned around and went home. It was a great trip, 7,025 miles, 21 days, average 325 miles a day. Vehicle costs, including maintenance service before and after, put me at like $80 a day for service on the bike, including one new tire and a little bit of oil and stuff. I must say, North Georgia, Tennessee, we're in Tennessee now, Tennessee, the roads up here are 1,000% better than the 7,000 miles I went. Nothing even close that we get on. But it was a great trip. Went with Eric and Steve, two great guys, and go to Newfoundland.
Great time.
It's flat and windy.
And if you had to go again, would you still take the GS or would you take the K16V?
I would take the GS. Always the GS.
For the comfort and weather protection and tank range.
Comfort, weather protection, and the panniers, seem to hold a lot more. I've got two side panniers, a top case, and then camping gear across the passenger seat.
Cool. And unlike the other guys, no problems whatsoever.
No problems.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little video. As always, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. I really do appreciate it. And if you could like and share and comment, all the better, really. Till next time, ride safely, ride often, ride on.